Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey, hello, and welcome to the AHA channel, the channel that makes you go, AHA. My name is Asri. Every English learners, and I'm talking about non-native speakers here, would love to sound natural when speaking in English. They want to be fluent when speaking in English. They want to sound like native speakers when speaking in English. So today I'm going to share 3 tips that will help you to sound more natural when speaking in English. The first tip deals with how you should pronounce this word, and the second also deals with pronunciation, and it is how to pronounce this word. It will appear here somewhere on the screen. And the third tip is about contraction word. So you think that this is interesting topic, please stick around. Okay, let's talk about the first tip, and that is how to pronounce this word in real conversation. Well, if you check it on your dictionary, it is pronounced to, and that is what is written on the books. However, if you observe how native speakers speak in English, you might find out that mostly native speakers don't pronounce that word here to. Instead, they pronounce it t. Well, I guess people don't really want to follow all the rules about their languages. I'm an Indonesian, and I don't really speak neat Indonesian all the time because I think it will take too much time, it will take too much energy to do that, and I want to express myself quicker. And by doing this neat Indonesian, it will take too much time. And I guess this is also what happened to native speakers. So that's why they don't pronounce this word to, but they do it t. So in your daily conversation, in English of course, you don't want to say, she's going to a grocery store, but you want to sound, she's going to grocery store. Or you don't want to sound like this. Do you know how to operate this digital camera? But you want to sound like this. Do you know how to operate this digital camera? That was tips number 1. Now let's talk about tips number 2, and that deals with how to pronounce this word. And if you check it on your dictionary, it will sound like this: do. But in real conversation, and my reference is American English, and you can hear that from my accent, my plain accent. Native speakers sometimes don't pronounce it do, but they pronounce it do. So the question is, when do they pronounce it do instead of do? Well, they pronounce it do when this do is an auxiliary. And the second is that when this do is used in interrogative sentence, whether it is yes/no questions or WH questions. So you'll probably hear native speakers say this: where do you think you're going? Instead of where do you think you're going? Or you might also hear native speakers say this: do you know what you're doing? Instead of do you know what you're doing? That was second tips. Now let's talk about the third tips, and that is about the use of contraction word. You link 2 words into one, such as don't, and that is from do not. Okay, so here is the detail about contraction word, and number 1 is negative contractions. Do not, don't, did not, didn't, is not, isn't, are not, aren't, was not, wasn't, were not, weren't, have not, haven't, has not, hasn't, had not, hadn't, will not, won't, would not, wouldn't, cannot, can't, could not, couldn't, should not, shouldn't. Number 2, contraction for to be. I am, I'm, he is, he's, she is, she's, he was, he's, it is, it's, it was, it's, we are, we're, they are, they're, we were, we're, they were, they're. Number 3, contraction for modals. I will, I'll, she will, she'll, we will, they will, they'll, I would, I'd, she would, she'd, we would, we'd, they would, they'd. Number 4, contraction for have, has had, or past perfect and present perfect tenses marker. I have, I've, I had, I'd, she has, she's, he had, he'd, we have, we've, we had, we'd. So in a real conversation, in English real conversation, you might want to say this. You could have asked me to help you instead of you could have asked me to help you. Or he should have left earlier instead of he should have left earlier. Or they would have met her instead of they would have met her. Those are the 3 tips that will help you to sound more natural when speaking in English, and that's all about it. And thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.